Like, yes, you're making really handsome, charming promises, but the fact that you have to have people asking for it, that's a problem for me. That's a problem. We all know them. They are the top players in the sportswear industry, and I'm wearing one of them right now, and it's not sponsored, unfortunately. Today, we're gonna look into Nike versus Adidas. Who's more sustainable? Hi, my name is Nisa Fareeha. Welcome to my Conscious Consumer series, where we look into brands critically to be a better, responsible, and intentional consumer. I would like to let you know that exclusively I only do this on sustainable brands or brands that claim to be sustainable. But since Adidas and Nike are very accessible, you know, when it comes to the sportswear and the shoes and whatnot. So I feel like this would be very beneficial for all of us consumers to get to know them a little bit more. Please keep in mind, Adidas and Nike are a part of the fast fashion because of their production. But let's get into this video so we know what we're dealing with. By the way, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so we can develop this relationship a little bit more. That was very ugly and unattractive. I am so sorry about that. Please do like this video. I would really appreciate it. It would really help my channel. I really want to grow for 2,000 subscribers, so yes, I would really appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna leave the timestamp up here for your reference and also in the description box where you can refer. I usually have a try-on section for this series, but because I feel like almost everybody owns a Nike or Adidas or Nike and Adidas, so I feel like we don't really need that. Nike is an American brand that's founded in 1964, while Adidas was founded in Germany in 1949. So Nike Inc. owns Nike, Jordan's, Converse, and this other two brands that I don't know of. So I like to use the Good On You app as a quick reference. I highly recommend you guys to use them as well if you're a conscious consumer like me. They give a good short overview if you want to see the ratings real quick, but we're going to discuss it in this video. So they have three categories, which is labor, environment, and animal welfare. If you follow me on my Instagram, which I would really appreciate if you do, I am really passionate. I would say I'm a bit more passionate about the labor aspect when it comes to fashion or sustainable fashion, because it is a serious thing. It's basically like modern slavery that people overlook. So if you're interested to learn more about it, you can visit my Instagram over here, or I'll just leave some links down below for you guys to get to know more about the issue. According to the app, when it comes to Nike labor, it is a start. It's stated here that they have implemented the Worker Empowerment Initiative, where the garment workers can bargain their agreements and rights to complain. And it's also certified by Fair Labor Association. So what's going on now in the ethical space is the hashtag Pay Up movement or Pay Up campaign. See, as you guys know, the pandemic has impacted a lot of us and even in the supply chain when it comes to business. What's going on right now is that garment workers in third world countries such as Bangladesh, a lot of big brands refuse to pay for these garment workers because they just don't want to pay for the clothes that they're making for, let's just say, this summer, because they're probably not going to sell it or they cancel it and those other stuff. It's a problem because these garment workers are already making less. Most of them are making less than we know it, or very, very minimum wage, barely living. And when brands like this refuse to pay them, they basically, how are they going to survive? If you're going to argue with the fact that, oh, you know, business is business, like, you know, these brands probably can't afford to pay them, that is a whole lot of bullshit, because a lot of these brands are billion-dollar brands, like you guys have heard of them, and the fact that they can't even pay for these orders, it's just pathetic. Aware of the Pay Up campaign. Thank God that Nike and Adidas both agreed and committed to pay for their orders and the one that is currently in production or were in production as well. So in terms of labor, they're not assholes, so that's pretty good. I don't feel guilty wearing this bra. So there's a difference between minimum wage and living wage, which I will pop up here. So I went deeper and went to fashionchecker.org. So basically you get to see how much the workers have been paid and the workers' rights. So I typed in Nike, and so far, according to the Fashion Checker, I'm not that impressed with Nike's claims really. And if you guys want to check in more in depth, I will leave the link down below. Alright, so let's go back on the Good On You app and look into the environment and the animal welfare when it comes to Nike. So recording here is that in terms of environment, it's a start. They're starting to use eco-friendly materials, and they are using recycled materials as well. And when it comes to their leather goods, they use tanneries that's audited by the Leather Working Group. If you guys want to know what it is, check out this video right over here where I talk all about the sustainable labels and what they do. So they don't say anything about minimizing packaging, which also impacts our planet. And they did say that they set in deadline that they will eliminate hazardous chemicals this year, reduce greenhouse gases by 100% by 2025. That's very ambitious. It's stating that they will be using renewable energy and water reduction initiative. Like I said, it's very impressive. It's very ambitious. I cannot wait to see the development. When it comes to the animal welfare, it says here that it's not good enough. They still use down, leather, and wool. They do not use any fur, exotic animal skin, or hair. Adidas Group owns Adidas and Reebok. There are a couple of forums that stated that Adidas owns a couple of other brands, but I didn't see it on their official portfolio, so I'm not going to mention it. And as we know, under the Adidas as a company, we have Yeezy and Stella McCartney. Stella McCartney, her brand is known to be a sustainable fashion brand. She is, I would say, one of the pioneers. She talks about sustainability, protecting the earth and the animal way before sustainable fashion was a trend. So that's a really good, I would give them a really good point for even having that line, having a designer to work with them. So let's get on to Good On You app. So when it comes to Adidas labor, they're rated as good. They have the workers empowerment like Nike does. And I checked their Fashion Checker and it's almost identical as Nike. And I will leave their report in the description box down below. I mean, it's not that impressive. I feel like they could do better. And regarding to the pay up campaign that I mentioned before, Nike and Adidas have agreed to pay for their orders that's already been made and was processing or in production. When it comes to their environment, they are rated as good. I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, Adidas has been committed into using recycled materials longer than Nike's. They want to reduce the greenhouse gas emission by 15% by this year. What I did not know is that they are one of the founding members of the Better Cotton Initiative. I really don't know about this, and I'm actually really impressed that they are partially certified by Blue Line. Like I said, when it comes to the environment, Adidas has basically been paving a way compared to Nike. And when it comes to their animal welfare, the same rating as Nike, that it is a start. Alright, so this is a new section in the series where I talk about the diversity and inclusion. So I have my laptop over here so we can discuss it together and I wouldn't miss any information. This is an article that I found on Forbes. It was written June 21st, 2020. Adidas committed to fill a minimum of 30% of their new position in the US with Black and Latinx people. They're saying that they're investing $20 million to support Black communities, which is really awesome. And the CEO, Casper Ralstead, stated that, well, we have talked about the importance of inclusion, we must do more, blah, 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 good PR stuff, whatever. New York Times reported that last year, fewer than 4.5% of Adidas corporate employees in Portland are African American. I think that's a problem in itself. So when it comes to diversity and inclusion, Adidas is not really making that much of I don't know, I don't think it's good news, to be honest. Where News reported that the pledge of, investing in minorities or the Black community came only after 150 employees demanded the company fight for racial justice and make commitments to Black employees and Black community. In that sense, Adidas leadership kind of fails. Yes, you're making really handsome, charming promises, but the fact that you have to have people asking for it, that's a problem for me. That's a problem. So Nike announced a 40 million commitment over the next 4 years to support Black community in the US. So Nike stated that in the past year, it stepped up its own efforts and measures of accountability in areas of diversity, inclusion, and belonging. Okay. Fiscal year of 2014 and 15, first time ever, percentage of Nike employees identified as non-white rose above 50% with 21% identified as Black. That's definitely much more impressive than Adidas. The board of director of Nike is 15% Black and 31% female, while Adidas executive board is 0% Black and 17% female. So here is the press. This was July 3rd. Nike pulls Washington Redskin gear from store amid name review. And July 2nd, can Nike's space hippie line make sustainable cool to sneakerheads? Okay, so I did not know that they are introducing a eco-friendly sneakers. And look at them. Just look at them. Would I buy this? Oh, daddy, yes. This was July 1st. Adidas HR chief leave after criticism from Black employees. Okay. There's a quote from the HR saying that I'm not the right person to lead that change. I don't think it's a problem that she said that. I feel like it's pretty responsible because she is Caucasian. Yeah, I think that's kind of responsible of her, and I really do hope that Adidas found a really good HR manager or, you know, more leaders that are more equipped and understand when it comes to diversity and inclusion, and hopefully it won't be a white person. Another one would be Bridgegate scandal to be examined in corruption trial involving Adidas. If you want to read this article, I will leave the link down below. Well, okay, now this is the time where I talk to you guys about how I feel, what I think about the brands. Honestly, I thought Adidas is way far ahead of the game when it comes to environment, labor, animal, and even diversity and inclusion. But I feel like Nike has stepped up for real, and I am here for it. I'm so excited. I personally like Nike and Adidas both. Okay, let's think about it this way. When it comes to the environment, Adidas has like their foot in the door way before Nike. However, from, you know, recently they've been stepping up, they've been trying, and I feel like the fact that they are more committed, or you can see their action when it comes to diversity and inclusion, and even they're adding up belonging because that is really important, I would give extra points to Nike. Now, does it make Adidas a less sustainable brand when it comes to the environmental part? No, because I feel like they are already there, and I have a feeling that, I would assume that they're still keep on putting more innovation when it comes to that sector. When it comes to labor, Nike and Adidas, you know, they're still fast fashion brands. It's not that I'm not expecting much from them. I want more from them as a consumer. But at the same time, they're fast fashion, so I don't have a higher expectation, but I do have higher hopes for them, if that makes sense. When it comes to labor, they're pretty much, you know, the same. So if you ask me which one I think is better, or which one I prefer, when it comes to the environment, Adidas definitely have the upper hand, but when it comes to the diversity and inclusion, Nike does. And at the end of the day, it's really up to you as a person. If you're that person who cares about the environment more, I would say Adidas has been doing this for a long time, but at the same time, Nike is catching up. So you might want to go towards to Adidas, and you also have Stella McCartney with them as well. However, if you're very passionate when it comes to culture, when it comes to minorities, when it comes to diversity and inclusion, like I am, I would go steer to Nike. And like I said, Nike hippie, eco-friendly stuff, that's great. And if you have extra coins to spend on, you can avoid Adidas and Nike altogether, because there's also alternative actual sustainable brands in the sportswear industry that we probably don't know of, but the only problem is accessibility. I also feel like as a conscious consumer like us, since we want more accessibility, we need to support these brands too. So I'm dedicating this video for conscious consumers out there who are on a budget. So this is for you. Make your own conscious decision, know what is your priority, and move forward with it. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know which brands are you gravitating to. If you like Adidas or Nike, because I really thought Adidas was gonna win this video altogether. But I really want to know what you think about this. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Don't forget to be a better human and take care. I don't know why I'm singing.